Welcome back to Perspective here on Rise News. Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba, better known as Mohbad, was a blazing force in Afrobeat and street pop, captivating fans with his raw vocals, street-inspired lyrics, and infectious energy. After signing with Naira Marley's Malian Music, he quickly rose to fame, collaborating with top artists and carving out a space as a voice of the streets. But on September 12th, 2023, tragedy struck. Mohbad died suddenly at just 27, sending shockwaves through the music industry and sparking widespread conversations about mental health, artist exploitation, and the dark side of fame. While his music continues to inspire, the aftermath of his death has been anything but peaceful for his family. His wife, Wunmi, who was left to raise their young son alone, has faced relentless accusations and public scrutiny, much of it fueled by Mohbad's father, who took to the media to cast doubt on her intentions. Instead of mourning privately, she's been thrust into a storm of blame, online speculation, bullying, and family conflict playing out on a national stage. As the drama unfolds, Wunmi's quiet strength has sparked larger conversations about the pressures women face in grief, the messy realities of family disputes, and the urgent need to protect artists' legacies from exploitation. We are heading for a short break, but stay with us because in a brief minute, we shall get into the meat of the conversation with our guests. Miss Cynthia Aloba, the wife of the late Afrobeat superstar Mohbad, and her lawyer, Kabi Akingbolu. Perspectives will return in just a moment. Welcome back to Perspectives here on Rise News. Let's now seize a moment to introduce our guests, starting with Miss Cynthia Aloba, a Nigerian entrepreneur and widow of the late Nigerian singer and songwriter Ilerioluwa Oladimeji Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. The couple share a son called Liam. Wunmi and I are also being joined here on Perspectives by Kabi Akingbolu, a constitutional lawyer and human rights activist. He's a lawyer to Cynthia Wunmi Aloba, wife of the late musical artist Mohbad. Many thanks for both of you for answering your call today, our call today. And I'm so pleased to have you here in the house, Wunmi, because a lot of people have always wanted to hear your side of the story.
Yeah.
So at least now we'll get a balanced perspective.
Yes,
so let's start with the public scrutiny and privacy. You've been dealing with grief, but in the public eye, how have you been able to balance your private mourning with public attention?
I mean, to be honest, it has not been easy. You know, the death of my husband is like a good shock to me. So it wasn't something that I planned, that it was going to happen to me. And, you know, after his demise, it's been from one problem to another, different accusation. Like a lot of people that do not even have a personal relationship with me tend to have so many things to say about me. And, you know, I just realized that no matter what life has thrown at me, I just have to be myself regardless of everything that is happening. And also, I've got to realize that my presence in Liam's life matters more than anything. Yeah. And that alone has been the only thing that's kept me going.
That's good. But what do you think people understand? Do you think about the circumstances of his death? Are there any areas that you want to clear that the public has a wrong perception about?
Yeah, I think one thing is, the reality that people are trying to shift away from is the fact that my husband got injured from a fight with his close friend, and also he was actually treated by a nurse. But you know,
on that day or the day of his death?
On the day of his death, which was on Tuesday, September 12th. But my father-in-law has, found a way of trying to divert people's attention away from the reality to, to another thing entirely. So, like most people on the public faces do not even go to the real issue on ground anymore.
What really happened that last day?
Yeah, so what actually happened is, like, it was on Tuesday, and a nurse actually came, like his friend, Spending, called a nurse. He was the one that gave us the nurse number, and one of his workers, Bami, called the nurse, and the nurse came around on Tuesday. Even on that Tuesday, he was supposed to go to a podcast. interview. But the nurse actually came and, he was actually fine, although he sustained an injury, but he was okay, like it wasn't worse, because he had like plans for that day. So the nurse came and, the nurse gave him injection. I think it was the third injection that he reacted to.
Did she give the injections back to back?
No, it's like the distance wasn't really that much.
Okay, so
yeah, so
like an hour or so in between each injection.
Yeah, so it was the third injection that he reacted to.
How did you react to it?
After the injection, he vomited. He peed, and he started having reactions, started having goosebumps all over his body. His heart, it complained that it was feeling hot in his heart. Do you understand? Like he told us to get him some water. That I want to put some water in his body, which his brother did. And he also said he needed cold, he needed AC. Like he's feeling hot inside. Like the injection is making him hot inside. And we tried our best. We took him to the hospital, and like 20 minutes after, the doctor said he's dead.
20 minutes after he had landed in the hospital?
Yeah. The doctor said he was dead.
But that nurse that administered these injections, has any investigation been
yes, but
done about her professionalism or whether she was even a qualified nurse?
Yeah, after my husband's demise, she was arrested, but she was later granted bail. And ever since this whole thing has happened, she has never come out to say anything. And she sees how people has been bullying me, how people has been calling me so many despicable names, how people has been accusing me wrongly, and she has never said anything. Instead, she's been out there clubbing, partying. Like the last time I saw a video of her clubbing, like doing lashes, makeup, and she's out there living her life. And it's just so unfortunate. Yesterday, I think people, like some people are out there talking to her. So those guys were on TikTok, and they were literally saying, they would tell her what to say, because next 2 weeks, March 14 is the next coroner inquest, which the judge asked her to come over to say on side of the story. These same people on TikTok were literally saying it yesterday, that they would tell her what to say to lie against me. Do you understand?
But I did find out what was in that third injection that triggered this reaction.
I think they were supposed to do that, but my father-in-law already buried my husband. So when the government autopsy came out, the autopsy result said they cannot determine the cause of death because his body has already decomposed. So they couldn't get the right tissue to use for the autopsy.
But was there any reason your father-in-law buried him? I mean, how soon was he buried after he was...
Like he wanted to bury him that night, the night that he died.
But is he a Muslim?
He wasn't a Muslim. And, a lot of people actually begged him not to, but he insisted I was going to do that. He wanted to bury him that night.
Did he give any reason for this?
He did not. He did not. He just said he needs to bury him. Like, a lot of people begged him. He wanted to bury him that night, but they didn't give, he actually called the baile of where he wanted to bury my husband. But the baile said, there is no way that I cannot bring my husband that night. So he had to wait till the next morning, and,
And even it was such a rush that even the coffin was so small for him.
The coffin that he was the one that got the coffin, and the coffin was, my husband was 6'1", but the coffin was very, very small that he had to break his head.
Oh my God, this is harrowing to listen to. But anyway, you're a Wunmi's lawyer, But what I want to ask, what about securing full ownership of Mohbad's music to ensure that his family receives royalties that they are rightfully owned? Because this is an area that obviously has not been addressed. We are thinking about the emotional aspect. But in terms of his earnings that should be accrued from his music, how is that being secured for the future?
For now, I can tell you nothing is being done, in the sense that it will be like putting the cart before the horse. And I don't want a situation whereby, we don't want a situation whereby it will look as if the wife is more interested in the property of the late husband than money the husband. You understand? This is the aspect. But it's only, if there's anybody interested in the property, it's only the father-in-law. That's why the father-in-law is fighting her. It's only the father-in-law that is interested in the property. Against Yoruba culture, custom and tradition, against Ekiti culture and discipline. How a father will become a celebrity because of his father. He has gone as far as Ghana radio to go and grant interview to defame our client. You understand? He went on so many stations. There is no reasonable station in this Nigeria that I have not visited. You understand? To say, this is at a point it diverted attention completely from the real issue to say, the child is not his grandson. Meanwhile, he knew. He said he wanted to do DNA to confirm the paternity. Yes, we said you don't have the local standing or the right to challenge the paternity of this son. Because the man, when he was alive, he bought 2 land. He bought one in Liam's name. He bought one for himself. He bought for his father. Do you understand? So if he's a bastard, he wouldn't have the mother in his house and the child as them. So all this thing went on. We now say you don't have the right. At a point, our client came and told us that instead of fighting this thing, let me just have the DNA. And we say, forget about legality. We say we are withdrawing all our objections. Oh, yeah, let us do the DNA. Baba has run away since that time. We have written like 4 letters to his lawyers to say, let us do this DNA. We are ready. Since that time, he has not mentioned DNA. The next thing we will hear is that we wrote to his lawyer. They wrote back and said, we are no longer his lawyer for the DNA thing. And Baba went on here to say, oh, I have debriefed my lawyers. They are not trustworthy. I'm bringing in another lawyer. Meanwhile, there was a judgment of court that gave us directives to go and do the DNA. So this is where the problem is. So to now be talking about property when the guy is still lying in the morgue will be unjust. And let me tell you something. The whole thing that Nigerians don't know. Out of 100%, the cliche justice for Mohbad is justice for their pocket. I can tell you more than 90% of these people shouting justice for pocket for Mohbad on social media, they are fighting for their pocket because of the rush. They bring all sorts of lies, they fabricate news just for them to have followership on their program and all that. And some of them immediately they do, before you know it, they will delete it all and you will not see it again, but they will have gotten what they want. So this is just it.
I want to even ask, in the first place, what was your relationship with your father-in-law like? And what triggered this reaction?
We had a very good relationship. Like, our relationship was, it was like a father figure in my life. We had a very, very cordial relationship. Like, he was even the one that made, the marriage, because I was married to my husband legally. He was the one that made the marriage, like, he was the one that initiated the marriage, even the birth of my child, because then I just finished my university. I was supposed to go for my master's. So he was even the one that, initiated this pregnancy, taking me to different places to have a baby, saying...
Oh, so it was actually
Yes.
It wasn't as if it just happened.
No, it was planned. Like, we literally prayed for that baby. Like, it's like a miracle. We literally prayed, we fasted with this same man. We fasted for 7 days with my husband. We did so many things just for this baby because he just came to us and told us that the Holy Spirit tells him that we should have a baby and, the baby would be so glorious and, famous all over the world. And when he grows up and dies, the baby would be the one to buy his coffin. Those words still sound weird to me because, it's actually coming to pass now. Because now my husband is late and Liam is the Mohbad. Do you understand? And obviously, Liam really wants to still buy his coffin when he dies because it has been written and it will happen. So we had a good relationship, not until after, before my husband demise, after the delivery of my child, it's from one problem to another. The fact that my husband forgave his mother, and he felt...
Okay, he and his mother...
they've departed for a long time, yes. So he felt betrayed, like, because we had a close relationship. So he felt betrayed, like, why do I have to accept to the forgiveness of his mother when we didn't discuss it with him. And it is not my fault. This is his child's decision, not me. But, I feel like maybe he felt like I betrayed him in one way or the other. It's been from one problem to another. The placenta of my child, he was insisting that he wanted to have the placenta of Liam after his delivery. And my husband said he cannot give it to him because his mother is not the one in his house. He has other wives, and he cannot trust him with his child's placenta. And when my husband was alive, he never queried him, he never questioned him. But now that he is dead, he's been saying different things. And after my husband's demise, he literally called for my husband's properties, like the landed properties, his YouTube password, his car, like so many other things.
He was asking you for it?
He was asking everybody. He was literally calling everybody to ask. And, he called...
Why did he call you?
He did not call me. But he actually called people to talk to me. He called my dad. He called my mother-in-law, my husband's friend. He called so many people to talk to me.
Everything that Mohbad owns should go to him?
Including the landed property he got for Liam.
Are you serious?
Yes. Like, if I refuse to do that, he will make sure he destroy me everywhere.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So wait, first and foremost, even after immediately Mohbad died, do you understand? Were you and him, did he contact you?
No, he did not. Even the day my husband was buried, like I went
like
to...
the day, yeah, exactly, the
day my husband got, the day of the burial, I immediately got there. Those area boys, I think my father-in-law and one of his girl were like I don't know, they are just like, they have a relationship together. They've said so many things before I got there. They
Your
said,
father-in-law and who?
and one woman, that woman is like they have a relationship together. So they've said so many like bad things about me before I got there. Even the day when they wanted to bury my husband, I got to know online.
This was how many days after he died?
That was like a few hours after his demise.
Few hours after
yes,
his
I got
demise.
to know on me that they wanted to bury me. When I got there, like a lot of people wanted to, kidnap my baby from me. They wanted to lynch me because of different things that they've said at the scene.
Just a few hours after his death.
Demise, yes. So when I got there, I stylishly moved away from those people to him because he was there. It was at the scene. I moved to him. I greeted him. He did not answer. Like I was even trying to put his grandson to him, like carry him, but he just moved away. So that was when I knew that this is about to be a movie. Do you understand? That was when I knew that no, this man had something in mind. But after that, I still tried to put a call through to him. When he started talking about the DNA, and I called him. I asked him like, Daddy, what do you want? Like, why are you doing this to your grandchild? And why are you also doing this to me? Then he said, why do I have to take Liam to Mama's place?
So was that his beef?
No,
the
I
fact
think
that
no.
you took him to his,
I think the real beef is the fact that
or is it financial?
Liam is in the picture. Like he doesn't like the fact that there is Liam in this picture. If there was no Liam, it's like he would be the one to be in charge of whatever my husband left behind, like his royalties and everything. But the fact that he has a child, Liam is like the what is it called?
Is Liam an obstacle to him?
Yes, that is how it is. Liam is like an obstacle to him.
He
doesn't like his existence. Like his existence, like is really like is like a threat to him. Let me put it that way.
So is that why this whole DNA thing?
Yes, and now he doesn't even want to do the DNA. That is why I'm here because it's really sad. Is because a lot of people have you should go online and see what they've done to that innocent baby. They've called him so many despicable names. They've posted his picture online. They've written RIP. They've said so many things, And now that he has done all these kind of things to this baby, the only thing I can do as a mother to get him out of this mess is to get the DNA done.
The good thing is that we actually have Liam in the house. I think we should bring him in because the resemblance between him and Mohbad, for instance, it's just so strong. Is there anybody that can bring Liam in for us to see?
He doesn't want to get the DNA done again.
No, but he initially asked for the DNA.
Yes, because he thought I was not going to do it.
But do you also think that you should do the DNA yourself?
I have to. No, I have no any other option.
Have you done it or are you planning to do it?
We haven't. Like, my lawyer should be the one to.
But we're going on a break. We're going on a break right now. So when we come back, we'll first have a look at the beautiful, handsome Liam that's as Mohbad's son, and then we'll continue with our conversation. So go grab your cup of tea and come and see the surprise we have for you. Okay, welcome back to Perspectives. Like I said, there's a little surprise that we have in the house for you today. And we have beautiful Liam.
Liam, say hi.
Look at him, say hello. Now, this is a person, look at his eyes. He looks like his dad.
Liam, say hi. Look at
hello.
camera. Liam, see.
No, you see, he looks like his dad. So this is what is even most painful because I know that there was a rumor at some point that they even accused the boy of being is this Sam Larry or what's his name?
But Jesus.
Look at him. You can see now he's a miniature version of his father. He has his father's eyes. Do you understand? But even with this, you're still insisting that you want to do the DNA test.
I have no
just
excuse.
To make.
Yeah.
No.
But
so what are the other wrong allegations they have made about you that you want to correct? With public opinion.
Yeah, they've said so many things. They've called me a murderer. They've said so many allegations. They said I pushed my husband. There is a guy online. His name is Yomi Fabi. Like he's a TikTok activist. That guy has been, that guy is such a misogynistic person. Like he hated women. I don't know why he hated women so much like that. Like he has blocked me even before joining this Justice for Mohbad. And when he wanted, like his first live video was police officer arrest Wunmi now. He has called me a murderer. He has called this little boy a bastard. He has said so many things about me. And and it's just so unfortunate because I feel like there should be an organization protecting widows.
Yeah.
I'm too young to go through all of these things.
Yeah.
And a few days ago, he was at the police station. I was expecting him to say all of those things that he was saying about me. He should say it to the commissioner.
So he was invited to the police?
No, he went there. He did a rally.
Okay.
Regarding this case, and I expected him to say all of those things that he has said about me. I expected him to say it in the presence of the commissioner of police, but he never did. So that shows how coward, like that shows that he's a coward. Do you understand? But he has been out there inciting the public against me, called me so many names. He has called me a murderer. He has called me a prostitute. He has even laid a false accusation that I pushed my husband because there is a trending conversation about a 3-second video online presently. The video was myself and a longtime friend called Zomo. My husband was even the one that made the recording of the video. That is the funniest. We had an argument. So there is another guy that stays with us. His name is Damola. I think, those guys, they are hungry. So he needed money. So he now sent the 3 seconds of that same video of the issue that I had with a longtime friend to Yomi Fabiyi. And he had to blur that face away because he knew that my husband was not the one in the video. And he needed money. Yomi Fabiyi has been using that 3 seconds video to extort the public. He has collected over 10 million naira from people.
Wow.
Because they believe there is something in this video. He has done so many, and I pity the women in his life because he hates me so much for no reason. I did nothing to him.
But what about the video that you sent to the recording you sent to your father-in-law where you were ranting? What was the last straw?
It was a call.
What was the last straw that made you rant? That made you so
angry?
It
was, his speakers online were literally cursing my baby. They said my baby will not clock a year old.
Oh my God.
His enemy is going to die young. Countless times that they will be saying those things and he would be seated and listen to them saying those words to his grandchild, and they will never say anything about it. So that day, I was just showing on TikTok, then I saw a live video of one of his supporters cursing my child, posted his picture and wrote RIP, saying he was going to my enemy.
Are you serious?
I saw it with my 2 eyes, and as a mother, like so many of those people, and as one of his speaker, only child is in prison. So most of the caliber of people that works for him as a speaker are people with that has no integrity, and I cannot fold my hands and allow them to do that to my child.
No, but was it true that even the TikTok station that was supporting you, leave him let him work, the TikTok station that was supporting you, that at some point they were even sending bullying trolls to those who actually supported you?
Like those people, they were going to their DMs to tell them that either they support my father-in-law and Naira Marley, or they would block them and post their picture.
Were there death threats as well?
So many death threats, even in my DMs, like uncountable death threats. Like a lot of people that has believed the wrong narratives of my father-in-law. Like a lot of death threats to the people supporting me, to even myself. I no longer feel safe. It's been from one problem to another. Even that little baby, like he has not enjoyed the childhood memories that I'm supposed to give him as a mother, because I'm always scared that what would happen. I don't even know who they have planted to harm me or that little baby. And I'm just doing all of this thing as a mother because I have tried. I have done my best. I have written something on my Insta story just to at least explain to people, but I feel like people are not getting to understand me. And I'm only doing this as a mother because my father-in-law would do anything to take Liam out of the way.
Even up to now?
Up to this moment. He still got an interview a few days ago, calling this little baby a bastard. He's talking about DNA.
As in the world can see now that he's a carbon copy of his father. It's
just so sad. And I'm here mainly because of the DNA and because of the burial of my husband.
But have you done the DNA now?
I haven't.
Why haven't you done it?
Because, he would deny, this man, that is what he actually wanted. He doesn't want me to do it because he wants to have something to say. He wants this whole case to keep going. And he needs to do it because he started this narrative.
Yeah, but you can do it on your own free will.
I can't, but I want him to do it. I also want him to do it. Do you know why, Mommy? Because I want him to see it himself. You want this case to keep going. If I should go out to do a DNA, although my lawyer has said I would do it, but if I should do a personal DNA without his involvement, he will still go out there to manipulate the public. Let's
bring the lawyer into this.
Okay.
Now, how do you think she can best handle this thing legally? And even when it comes to even the defamation of her character, and also this DNA issue, what's the best foot forward for this?
The problem is this: sometimes you doubt what happens in Nigeria. For like that Yomi Fabiyi, it's an infantile radical. You understand? We know busy actors who make billions from that, from filmmaking, but he's just busy, like jobless people staying online, just castigating her and all that. I don't have any issue if you have evidence to show that Wunmi knows anything about it. If she knows anything about it, I will be in the matter. I don't just take matter, I have a pedigree. Now, with all this man, the police invited him. And the person who impersonated Adura, the younger brother of Mohbad, came out to apologize. The police had to charge him for impersonation and some other fraudulent activities. The matter is still at the magistrate court, Ogba. You understand? Yomi was still saying, no, it's a lie. They are packaging him. But now, I have just told, we did the press release the other day that he should mobilize as many people as possible to be doing the dance of shame on the street. Nobody will believe him. But when he does this, there are some people funding him, those who are indirectly related to the death of Mohbad that the people have alleged against them. So, to divert attention, like for instance, Yomi Fabi, who said, he said, Wunmi allegedly pushed his husband, you know, and he broke his head. Now, the one Cameroon lawyer said Wunmi allegedly pushed her husband and he broke her neck, his neck. Do you understand? Wunmi's sister also said he pushed her husband, he broke his head. But
Wunmi's
the pathology,
sister.
yes,
Your own sister.
Yes,
my
sister.
Yeah, half sister.
Also reiterated that you killed your husband.
Yes. So now, but when the pathologist came to give evidence in open court, showing the video of everything, he said very vividly that the only mark on Mohbad's body was a small laceration here, and that, you know, that the laceration was here is not enough to cause his death. There is no mark at all. And we asked him questions during examination that they bent the neck. Was it not that the neck had broken? He said there are 2 bones on the neck, and that he has checked everything, the bones in the neck are intact, but that the coffin was too small. All these were caused by the father. And one thing is very funny here. The father who insisted that the guy be buried immediately is now the one shouting he wants justice for his son. It's highly ludicrous. It's preposterous to commonsensical reasoning. So in all of this, sometimes we have written to policemen. The police will like, you know, it's a family thing. I purposely will say you shouldn't grant any interview for over a year. But people are now misinterpreting it to be that if she's not guilty, why is she not talking? So we now have to tell her, come out and say your side of the story.
But can she sue though for this defamation of
character? She can
character?
sue for all of this. But then Nigeria has a funny way of handling things. Now, if she start to concentrate her energy on swing, they will turn it around and say her husband is still in the mug. So these are the things. But we are advising, we are taking necessary steps. It will just ripen with time. We are already taking positive steps towards this. We are going to deal with them one by one.
So right now Mohbad hasn't been buried?
Up to now, it's in the mug. Now, and the father does not want the guy to be buried for one reason.
Why?
Once the guy is buried today, or the DNA is done today, the end of his, emergency, celebrity will end. It will end.
So you think he's doing that for just celebrity?
Yes.
Or to gain?
If he gets to call, you see the way they turn camera around him. Normally, he's not even supposed to come to such areas. But he keep on talking and saying, we have been begging and we are still begging him. Now, this morning, Nigerians should help us to beg him to come and do the DNA. We are ready. You understand?
No, but what I'm saying is that why does he have to do the DNA? Is the DNA not between Mohbad and his son?
The problem is this: he has some online attackers or backdogs online. They have already been saying that the DNA is going to be manipulated. That's why we're saying we want it to be all-inclusive.
No, but is there a way that if he refuses to do it, you as a lawyer can ensure that the process is legal, the process is all inclusive, because all you need is
the sample of the boy
and
the dad. You know,
you don't need the
you
cannot hold you ransom for
one
that.
cannot get access to Mohbad's corpse, especially in the sense where they are saying he's the one that somebody has allegedly killed him. So we have to get the order of court. We are written to the court.
Because you cannot get access to Mohbad's, that's why you need the grandfather.
Okay. So we want to give them the chance to present themselves, be ready for it. We are written to the court now to say, they are not
Can it not be legally instructed to do that?
Yeah, it can be. But the process will start all over again. And the judicial system in Nigeria is very low.
Okay, so at what point would Mohbad's body be finally buried?
Until when the coroner inquest is completed.
Until when the DNA is done.
And the DNA done. And again, Mohbad's father is the one that is holding everything. He went and worked hands in gloves with some people to go and file application to stop the proceedings of the coroner inquest. The coroner inquest they opened, I think yesterday. He didn't allow it to go on again. We have been on research for more than 6 months. 6 months now. Nothing was going on. They put it
while
on hold.
While all this is happening, he's always going online to manipulate the government. Like they are the one delaying it. Do you understand? Because he has that public sympathy already. So whatever he says, people tend to believe him.
But why so? Why don't they tend to believe you?
Because I have not been talking. Even not for this DNA. Do you know what made me talk? He has one brother online, like my adopted brother. His name is Muyiwa. That guy went on TikTok like a few weeks ago, and he tried to lie that the reason why the DNA is on hold is because they got to realize that it will be carried out in Nigeria and they won't get an accurate result. That was one.
But you can get an independent body.
There is no DNA.
No, they're trying to do all those things because of money. Because the Muyiwa has health issues, so he needed money for his treatment. So what they've been doing is to try to manipulate the public and extort them by getting money from them. So and a lot of people has been dragging them. So he needed something to keep them going. That was why he went online to lie about the DNA. That was one thing that made me stand on my feet, that I need to speak up. Even if it's just few people that are going to listen to my truth, I would speak. And the good mothers that knows how it feels to be a widow at my age would feel my pain and come to my rescue. That is why this DNA needs to be done. My father-in-law will take years and he will not do this DNA. And you still keep going out there to talk about it. When people would
But this is so unfortunate because the poor boy's corpse is just lying down there and he cannot even be given a befitting burial.
Most of them are making money from justice for Mohbad.
Yeah.
It's justice for their pocket.
They are making so much money.
Because they are being sponsored by some backstage
I don't
actors
want to.
online.
Do you think that his former management might have a role in this?
One way or the other, because they have been going online to say one or two things.
And their name is being mentioned.
Their
one
names
way or
have
the
been
other,
mentioned.
yes.
You understand?
The
So
people
are they
supporting
now
me, they are always
directly-
going to their DMs. It's either you're supporting Naira Marley and Mohbad's father, or you will be out of.
So Naira Marley and Mohbad's father Naira Marley's management and Mohbad's father, are they in cohort
Mohbad's
together?
father is always going. So I've been going to him. He's been going to him. He's been going to it. So this is where you don't understand. Even some people that were arrested for the murder of Mohbad, about 4 of them, the man went there and bailed them out.
Mohbad's dad.
Mohbad's
The
father,
suspects.
he went to bail all the suspects out.
Like
So he will not be
himself,
my word.
my father-in-law and his supporter went. In fact, they have relationship. He has relationship with those suspects. One, like to the extent that they have a lawyer. His name is Odumusu, because one of their workers actually said it online, and there was an evidence for it that their lawyer is the one coaching those suspects on what to say. All they have to do is just to go there.
Why were they
and
arrested
say,
as suspects? Why did they feel that
because
they had something to do with
the
his
guy
death?
that fought with him at the show that made him sustain an injury, the guy that called the nurse and the nurse that injected him, it was the injection that led to his death.
So
because he reacted to it.
is it that the injection must have been laced with something?
That is
the
what I don't know.
insinuation?
Now I don't even know if it is a mistake or the nurse was sent, because the nurse has been acting so nonchalant since the death of my husband. She's been clubbing, she's been doing that thing to my face, like a fellow lady like me that knows what it takes to be a widow. And I was widowed at 24. This is just the beginning of my life. Do you understand? And the nurse has been out there enjoying living her life, and and now me, I'm out into all state. I cannot even live my life. I can't even move freely. That little boy, I've not even experienced the joy of childhood. And the same nurse that would decide to get married someday could just leave me in the hands of wolves to devour me. Do you understand? So one thing is I cannot even forgive that nurse. Because she made me a widow. She made me a widow. And she's been acting so nonchalant, living her life, acting as if nothing has happened. Do you understand?
But was she ever questioned? Was she even called?
Yes, she was. No, she has agreed. She admitted.
But did she admit that? What did she say about the injection that she gave? Did she say it was wrongly administered? Does she believe that it plays a role?
I really do not even know, because after the first hospital that we took my husband to, the doctor asked him what did you do? She was trying to explain, is this, is that. The doctor was trying, did you watch the injection? But she said no. But what did you expect her to say? No. The second hospital, they asked her, what did you give him? Why does he have to? What did you give him that led to his death? She mentioned those things to the doctor, and I don't even know, but she will be at the inquest March 14. So I just want to listen to what she would have to say. But so many people on Twitter have said they will coach her on the lights. So they even went as far as saying the nurse would say it in the court that I told her that my husband is not just reacting to injection like that. Thank God my husband has a personal nurse. So in case if she goes there to lie, the nurse will have to be at the inquest too.
Why didn't you people get that husband's personal nurse? Why did you guys use this nurse instead?
The nurse was my husband's personal nurse was not around.
Okay.
Yes, she was not available. So that was why one of his friend called Spendy just gave us his own personal nurse. He said he's been using that nurse for the past 3 years. So that was why we went for it. And my husband, he was not really, he was not sick. He was fine. Do you understand? Aside from the injury that he sustained, like although the hand was swollen, but it wasn't something that it wasn't something
that was life-changing.
Exactly. Do you understand? So I really do
reaction.
not know if the injection was a mistake or the nurse was sent. That is like I'm still in the dark up to this moment because the nurse has never acted like somebody that is sorry. Do you understand? Like she's been acting like somebody that that has backings. Like let me put it that way. Not even, like despite everything that people have been doing to me all this while online, not even a message. As a
never contacted you.
She has never. Those things you don't know. Like if I should see that nurse face to face, the only thing I would just say to him like, everything that she has done to me, she would also experience it. Because she's like it's only a wicked person that would act that way. You know that you did this thing to this lady's husband, and you knew how people has treated her and her husband. Not even hello. You don't understand. Like I expected her to at least show sympathies, but she never cared.
Okay, so when you say these other 4 people who were arrested as suspects, apart from the nurse, why were they also arrested as suspects?
Yes.
What role did they play that last day?
The person that gave the number of the nurse, that's a role.
Okay.
You understand? Police will want to know why he gave it, or was it deliberate? Was there a collusion between him and the nurse? You understand? So that is one. Then the nurse that injected and which other person?
And the guy that called the nurse.
The guy that called the nurse.
Okay,
You
so
understand?
all 4 people that played the pertinent role.
And the people,
at
the people that bullied him too.
Yes,
he was actually
the people
bullied.
that bullied him in his lifetime.
He was bullied.
Malians-
Tell us what his life was like whilst he was being
He
bullied.
was bullied. Like he became a shadow of himself. Like he became.
Who were the people bullying it? His former management?
It's the Malians and his people. Yes,
and the people that live with the Malians.
Yes, like beating
what kind
him,
of things
threatening
did they do?
him.
Every day?
I have so many evidence of threats, like threats from the people that even lived with Naira Marley himself. Like they even threatened him that if he should come to London, they will kill him, they will do this. And when he went to London, he was actually attacked. But I don't know if it was them or not because the people that attacked him. He was in a show and they wanted to carry him to the nearest bush, even not from one of the artists. I don't want to mention his name publicly. That had to fight back. That why do you have to do this to this man? And, he got back to Nigeria feeling sick. It was a few weeks after that he even died. Like he got back, I think August ending, and he died September 12. He got back very sick. That his whole family had to come over to visit us. Do you understand? So, they made life so that's one thing that, because, even if I didn't have a child for him, I would have just said, like, okay, let me just, let go of the bullying part. But my child will go up to see those things. And I'll keep, because I will have to explain to him. And, we don't know. I pray I live long, but he will definitely grow up to see all of these things. And he will know how much I try. Like, I don't do more than what I've been doing. Because with all of these things, they've planted so many moles. Some are in comment section. All they have to do is to attack me on comment section. Just because, just because they are trying to, silence me so that I won't have the voice to speak. They've planted so many holes. There was even one man that came here last week or so. His name is Larry Omodia. He came here to talk about bullying. It's like, when I saw the interview, I just burst into laughter because it sounds so funny. Because this man has ridiculed my baby. He has called him the most bastard child in Nigeria. Wow. And he was here talking about bullying. So many people like that. It's just so sad because this whole thing is now looking like I hope like a generational curse. This is what was done to my husband. And this thing is being done to Liam now. And the most painful part is the person that's supposed to be our protector, to protect that little baby, is now the one putting him in the hands of people to bully. You understand? It's so painful. His father, his grandfather is supposed to be his protector, supposed to be the one protecting.
Have you even set eyes on your grandfather since all this
countless time? Even when this DNA issue came up, I saw him. Like we had a meeting with my lawyer and his lawyer. We had a meeting. We sat together, like the way we sat.
And what transpired in the meeting?
I just spoke to him. I told him that I don't have issues with DNA. That the only thing I just want him to do is to please stop bullying my child. Because that is one thing that will make me go out of character. Like, should please stop bullying my child. I don't even mind if it is coming from an outsider. But Liam will go up to see a video of you doing this to him. Like, what would you say to him when he goes up? Can you please stop bullying my baby? And he promised he was going to stop. The next day, he went to Berekete family to start calling my baby so many defamatory names. Do you understand? Countless time we've seen in the courts, it was just, because I don't want to go to him because I don't know, at this point, I don't even think the family can have any relationship together because, he has destroyed everything.
But I want to ask you, as her lawyer, what can she do legally about this bullying?
Yeah, the bullying
Even to her father-in-law, what can she do? Can she sue him?
We advise against her fighting the father-in-law because of the family ties. Because of the fact that she has a child for them, and they will say,
but he's the one causing most of the damage and keeping most of his interest.
So our thinking was that with time, it will go down, but it's not going down.
Exactly.
So we are already taking steps, to addressing that legally, because it's looking like something that will not stop. Like some other people that were hired to be staging some disgraceful and senseless protest, because if somebody is not delusioned, you understand, or mentally retarded, you see the person who impersonated has confessed, he has apologized openly recorded, and he has been charged to court. You are saying it's a lie, and you are going to police. And again, there is a section of the police. Nigerian police, they are very good. They want to do their work. They will do it very well. But there are some bad elements that are used. In fact, some of our clients who are the supporters of Wunmi abroad, they were sending invitation letters to them. They have sent to 2 of them to come to Nigeria. Are you going to provide mobility for the flight ticket because of the fact that they are just supporting her down? Stop bullying this girl only. Do you understand? So we see that they are using the name of the police authorities to even bully her. So at a point when they invited her, we said, no, we wrote to the police and said, no, we cannot hand her over. We can't tell her to go because they are bullying her online, saying they are going to kill her. Police have not done anything. Why are you inviting her? So
are you saying that this bullying can continue incessantly?
It's only legally we are doing that now, because to do it through the police is like a fighting a lost battle.
Should be done.
Yes, we are already doing that. We have done petitions against them in the past and all that, but at a point the police will say, oh, let's look at it from this angle. They will even be the one cancelling us. But if it's on their side, immediately they wrote a petition, police will start to act. So you not even know what to, but the only thing I'm just telling Nigerians that they should stop being misled and being exploited by some jobless individuals who are on TikTok activists.
I cannot but ask that, do you think that this whole tactics is to throw away the rights of the child?
The rights of the child
when
cannot be extinguished.
Do you understand?
The right of the child cannot be extinguished.
The child's legacy and inheritance. This is a ploy.
Yeah, you
to take attention away from
that. The father-in-law or the grandfather of the boy does not want the boys, to feature in the whole thing. You know why? If this man can come out, he came online and said, if we see anybody born of woman that is pregnant for Mohbad or has given birth to Mohbad, those parents should come to him.
I don't understand. So if there's another person that
has
Mohbad's
child, but
come out.
Yeah, is a child that was living with the man before.
This one is not his child.
Yes. He even said the lady should not bear her name again. He should not bear her lawyer again. In fact, some of the letters we receive from them.
But she's married to him.
Some of the letters we receive from his lawyers, he will tell them not to put Aloba. They will address her as you made the name. He said it's not her son's wife. It shouldn't bear the name. The
but
child
has evidence of your marriage.
Of course.
They are
so how can he do that?
They married.
No, but how could the lawyer agree to that when she's legally married to him?
Yeah, you understand. So that's one of the funniest things.
The lawyer is also working with them with like those taxi jobs. They are also working.
It's so funny. So I have told them, if they continue, because all these things, Nigerians should not be deceived. They know the truth. If this lady knows about the death of her husband, there is no how the father will keep quiet that night and say, go and bury him, without arresting her, without the family arresting her.
Even his supporters have advised him countless times to sue me.
For what?
Because of he has misled so many people, and so many people believed his narratives. So a lot of people have told him that, can you please sue this lady? Do you know what he will tell them? He will tell them that I cannot sue my daughter-in-law.
The same daughter-in-law that he doesn't agree that he's married to.
That is the funniest thing. So many of the supporters have advised him that, can you please sue this girl? You've accused her of so many things. Please sue her. He will reply to them that he cannot sue his daughter-in-law.
I don't understand.
Because he knows there is no evidence. You know one thing? He has successfully pushed away the mother. So he wants to push away the son. You understand? So he will be the only one remaining to sit over the royalties, if any. You understand? But personally, as I'm a human being, and from the human angle, I think it's not just for us to be fighting for property at this minute.
Exactly.
You understand?
The
So
boy hasn't
we
been
advise.
buried.
If I purposely advise, I don't talk. If you call me and say, "Oh, they are bullying," I say, "Keep quiet. Don't answer them." Because if you say one word, they will turn it to 10. They will start to bully you. Have your peace. But when we realized it was not going to end, we asked her to start talking so that it can, from the time it started, so that it can hear our own side of the story. Some people will just say, "Oh, they are activists, they are this, they are that." They will start to talk. They don't have any single evidence, and we are still saying it. I am challenging anybody that has concrete evidence. Bring it to the police that okay, she has any hand in the death of her husband. There is no way. Somebody who was injected 3 consecutive injections. We don't even know. I'm not a doctor.
I know, and we don't even know the kind of injections.
Exactly. And there is evidence that he reacted almost immediately. That evidence was there. Why are they not going through that line? Why are you now bringing the narrative that the wife must have killed him? Somebody said he pushed him, he sustained injury on the neck and broke his bone. Somebody said
even the fact that he was buried a few hours after.
Yes.
Even that alone is enough. It
is enough to say that there was nothing. It's enough that you believe that nobody has a hand in it. Because you see, if you say the doctor's evidence was very clear. The pathologist said there was no mark on his body apart from laceration here, and he also said the neck bone was not broken. But some other people have been saying the head are broken. People like the supposed actor and the likes. You understand? So I think people should know the jobless people who are making money from this. You understand? And follow the truth. If she knows anything about it, she won't even be here. She won't. There's a way nemesis work.
But my question is that how are you going to keep this narrative going and ensure that it still stays very strong? Because unfortunately now it seems like the father-in-law has gotten more mileage, more coverage, and more what have you. Do you understand? So in moving forward, how are you going to make her voice stronger? Are you going to also work with other bodies that have cases like hers?
Yes,
to create more awareness.
We are doing that. Like 3 days ago, we did a press release to bring out some of these anomalies and shortfalls in what they are bringing out. You understand? Because you can't just sit down again, when a matter is in court, you are not even supposed to be commenting on it the way the supposed TikTok activists and jobless are talking about it. And Nigerians will not even want to know anything. They just want to believe whatever anybody has said. Oh, he killed. How did he kill? Did she kill him? Okay. And the father-in-law at the point said it was the concubines that killed the guy. That's one narration. Now, how the concubine killed the guy? He didn't mention him. Where they killed him? He didn't mention him. How?
He has said so.
And about rounding off now. Let me ask you, Mommy, have you had access to therapy or any mental health programs to enable you deal with this situation better? And what has kept you going on the hardest days? And what is your last message for those listening to this program?
Yeah, I haven't, I would love to have a therapist myself. But I feel like the biggest therapy for me right now is to make sure that the DNA test is done. Yes. And to make sure that my husband is buried. That man has been there for the past 17 months. That is the father of my child. Do you understand? And you know how mug is. He has been there for the past 17 months. So I can't even attend a therapist with saying my husband did that mug and knowing fully well that DNA is not done. No therapy can work for me except those 2 things are done. Like those 2 are in perfection. That Mobile doesn't deserve to be like that.
No, it doesn't.
Do you understand? Yes. That is the father of my child, and that is my husband. He doesn't deserve to be like that. The fact that, I would sleep on the bed at night, knowing fully well that my husband is in morgue. And he was, he has been pieces twice because they did 2 autopsies on him. So you can't just imagine the states that his body would be presently. So I feel like no therapy can actually work without those 2 things being put to order. And also, okay, what other question did you ask me?
That what's your greatest desire now? Your greatest desire is to ensure that he is buried.
The DNA and the DNA is done. Yes, and to also beg Nigerians to please, in one way or the other, and anybody that would interview my father-in-law henceforth, so please tell him to do DNA. I am begging, for God's sake. Please, anybody that would interview him from now henceforth, please, in that interview, please help me to always state that. Please do go and do the DNA of Liam. You can do it anywhere because he already said he wants his pathologist to do the DNA.
Okay.
Although I've never heard it in any history that a pathologist does DNA, but if that is what he wants, he should go ahead and do it and allow me to do my own personal own too.
Yes.
Because he doesn't want me to do my own personal one.
Or get a mediator that will do
Yes,
it
please help me to tell him to please do the DNA of Liam. And also, my husband needs to be buried.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Wunmi. Thank you so much. And we pray that your desires and your wishes will come to pass.
Amen.
As soon as possible.
Amen.
And we all, everybody, women and everybody, we all support you, and God will give you courage.
Amen. And also, I don't know if you have any, all these widows people, this like organization that, you know, that works for minors.
Yes. Okay.
If anybody that has any,
yes,
please help me.
Thank you so much for being with us, Wunmi. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Engineer should beg the man to do the DNA and allow the boy to be buried.
We thank God. Thank you for being with us in
Thank you,
Perspectives. So despite the chaos and heartbreak, Wunmi's resilience stands as a testament to the strength of a grieving mother fighting to protect her late husband's legacy and her son's future. As the public watches this painful saga unfold, it's a stark reminder of the human cost of fame and the urgent need for compassion, privacy, and justice for those left behind. So while Mubah's music lives on, the true test lies in whether his loved ones can find peace amid the storm, and whether the industry and society will learn the hard lessons his untimely death has laid bare. And I keep saying, remember that life is a learning curve. That's all we have time for today. You've been watching Perspectives here on Arise News with me, Ruth Osime. It's been well worth my time bringing perspectives to you. So until the same time next week, do stay safe and have a great week. Goodbye.